I'm responding to gear number 7, budget and resources. Sorry about my voice, I'm a little sick. But um, I wanted to review element number 1, efficiency and cost savings. I actually looked up the total percentage of our budget that's spent on equipment, and it is 1% of the budget, which seems like it is pretty low. However, it's quite a million. It's $3.5 million, so it is a good sum of money. I think the biggest problem that we have is not the $3.5 million, but how we're using the $3.5 million. I think that a lot of times purchases are just made on a short-term vision and not in a long-term type of system. And so our district is doing a good job in terms of its overall budget and not going into debt, and doing some good things to help supplement our budget and maybe in the future. And that might be the best way that we are being cost savings right now in between that. In terms of bandwidth, there is many updates being done in the district to improve bandwidth and allowing kids to be on a more one-to-one ratio of student and device. And so that's been a good thing to see in the district. The learning element for learning return on investment, we are this is where I don't know if we have any data. I haven't seen it in our district in terms of what's being changed as we're buying more devices. How is student performance being increased or changed? And so I'd like to see that done more in our own school. I know for a fact that we're not looking at that data, and that's something that perhaps I need to look into as my project, as I'm kind of changing that perhaps. So I'd like to see that change and more of a focus be placed on what's being changed by investing this money, the $3.5 million in this case in our district, to technology and to devices. How is student performance being enhanced? How are we really focusing on this in our own classrooms as teachers? Is this a goal of ours? Is this something that we've been asked to do? The one thing that we have been asked to do is to use Canvas more in our classrooms, which lends itself to using devices, whether it be their own personal devices or school-bought devices. So that is something that I think we can only improve on as we get into this new age and decide how we're going to better distribute our money and maybe more importantly, using the money that we have more effectively. And I think that's going to be the key to our district having success with this gear.